Hey, how's it going, guys? So I'm out here doing video in the woods and dressed pretty casually. Not the vibro hoods and camo and stuff that I usually wear, but something casual. I suppose except for the rifle. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is suppose you're driving. Say you're on your way to work or on your way from work or the store, a friend's house, family, whatever. Say you live between a suburban urban area and you're going to a more rural area or what have you. I'll try and make this, kind of universal. But I suppose not because this will be talking about like woods and brushes and stuff. Anyways, so say you're on the way from town to go somewhere. And you notice up ahead, everything's pretty cool, nothing's happening or anything. But you see a roadblock in the distance with, red and blue lights and all that. Like, that's kind of weird, right? And say, just for this scenario in particular, say there's like a warning that goes over the radio or your phone. It's like, hey, atmospheric conditions or partial blackouts are happening or something like that, some kind of local regional emergency, right? And you're like, okay, well, that's not good. Maybe you check your phone and maybe there's no signal, which is weird. um so how do you check on things, right? Well, try listening to the radio if you can. Stay in your car. It's middle of summer, it's freaking hot out, it's in the 90s plus. And maybe your spider sense goes off, like, this is really unusual. Why would there be a roadblock if the power is out when I'm not near a populated area? Unusual. Well, there are a couple choices. You can turn around or you keep going forward and go through the roadblock, see what happens. But maybe it's not in your best interest to go through the roadblock. Maybe it's in your best interest to be like, okay, you know what? The fact that I'm getting a signal, nothing on my phone showing up. The radio maybe just cut out. Maybe it's not like an EMP or total grid down, but something's happened because you remember, state actors and cartels and this kind of thing all have equipment that can jam frequencies in radio, right? So maybe you're like, you know what? Say it's 20 miles or less to your designation, whether it's going home or going to town, whatever. Either way, you're maybe say in the middle. Well, then maybe your car starts to act up and it starts to sputter and dies. Maybe it's a newer car. Maybe you're getting weird warnings on your whatever is now your camera inside your car, whatever. Like, this doesn't seem good. So maybe it'd be in your best interest to get out of the car, park it off the side of the road. Maybe you're just feeling a little more anxious, like something's really stirring in you that, hey, something really weird is up. Maybe there is like a dirt road or a country road that you saw that you can park your car into and pull off to the side, so it's out of the way. And you're like, you know what? I don't know what this is, but I'm just gonna hoof it. Maybe I have to. Maybe there's some kind of environmental issue at play here, right? And so you go up your car, and you have like this is just a regular backpack, right? But we got like a chest of some mags, some food and water in it, and everything. And it's the middle of summer. You have your car out of your protection. The AC's maybe went kaput, or your car's acting stranger than usual, or it shouldn't be doing something that it's never done. Maybe it's got something to do with the phone and those signals. Who knows? This is all hypothetical. So in that case, I would recommend in your car having some kind of button-up shirt like this. It's just a regular, no frills button-up shirt. A cap. This is just, a hat I've had like 5 years. Sunglasses, jeans. Even though it's summer, you want jeans, a long sleeve shirt. It's ungodly hot. I would argue even the desert environment, whatever, because it gets cold at night. Plus, this keeps the brambles and sticks off you, and bugs, stuff like that. It covers your skin up pretty good. So this is kind of like what I would call, you're getting out of the car mode. Maybe you don't have your rifle on yet. Maybe it's on the car or whatever. So for the next one, let me go to phase 2 of this. Okay, so this is what I would call phase 2, which is sunglasses aside. You may need them, you may not. The glare off of them can actually give you away potentially, but also it's sunny out in your open area, helps our eyes. So we have to stow it somewhere, right? So stow it here. All right. So what I got here? I got my cap with my microphone. You not have to have a microphone. We got a neck gaiter. Why do you have a neck gaiter? It's summertime. Because bugs. You never lived in the South or Midwest during spring, summer, even fall time, and mosquitoes and ticks and shit. I would actually recommend getting a half mask. Why? Say there's a breeze. You don't need a full balaclava, right? Your face is showing your hair is exposed, whatever. You know, it might be a tactical advantage. You put some mud on or whatever. Well, of course, you know, it's your head on too, right? Then I got I love this thing. This camo scarf netting thing deal. And it's cool because you can basically turn into a hoodie, right? Okay. You got a little more protection. Bugs dry your face a little more. And if need be, you can pull it down over your face, disguise your identity or whatever, and keep on keeping on. And also what I have here as far as my gear, I don't know if I've shown this before. I think I have. It's just the same backpack I was wearing. But what this is just some, it's a battle belt with owl suspenders. So I've got a canteen, mags, you know, first aid kit, all that kind of stuff. You know, you can get these really cheap. Like I want to say this little mask is like $10 on Amazon. Owl's harness pretty cheap on eBay. Battle belt's pretty cheap, like $30-40. Kind of throw it together. You don't have to be wearing like a full kitted out outfit, but you know, you got easy access to stuff that you need. Your medical, you know, I got a knife too. Just a little bit of everything. You know, just for this isn't getting kit out, getting ready to do raid stuff. This is sustainment gear, I guess you could call it. Anyway, so it's just kind of thinking this summer. I set up kind of like this, not exactly. Might be beneficial. And could be good use. Because this is a weird world anymore. We don't know what's going to happen anymore. I've got the strangest feeling that perhaps something's going to go down with the economy and or the grid probably in the next 3 years, let's say. No particular. I mean, I hear all this stuff. I watch all the podcasts and the YouTube and everything and all that. But I don't know, it's more of a gut feeling. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. This is goofy. But I just got a feeling that the rug is going to get pulled off from under us. And it would make sense to do it in an administration that's not like the previous one, because that would really surprise everybody, right? I think if you're on the spectrum of, not the autism spectrum, but maybe you are. But if you're on the political spectrum, if you're center to center right and further right, and maybe even left, actually, it's good to have some preparedness stuff, right? Preparedness, that's not really, it's good to have last resort sustainment gear. You know, you never know. And if nothing happens, you just put the stuff away, put it in your basement or your shed or your box and put it underneath your bed or whatever. No one's got to worry about nothing, you know, if nothing happens. But stuff like this little half mask, you know, this mesh scarf, long sleeve shirt, gloves. These are just regular gloves, just, you know, garden gloves or whatever. And I would bug spray. Carry your bug spray with you in your pack. You will need it. And if you have to, you can stow your, you know, little bearing vest or whatever under somewhere, say in the woods. If you know you're going to a populated area, you got to scope it out first. Hopefully you got something with a scope or binoculars. And then, you know, stow your tactical looking stuff, right? And then you can just wear civilian clothes. Backpack makes sense. Hat makes sense. Glasses make sense. Okay, whatever. And then you can go, check things out. No one's really gonna think anything. Maybe you're covered in sweat and dirty, and that's actually might be better. Versus someone's like squeaky clean looking. This guy's been through some stuff. There's some kind of situation happening here. We don't know what's it about. Hey guy, like if you're not about, what do you know? Like, hey, I don't know nothing, haven't seen anything. It's just, the situation's weird. I don't know what to make of it. Good to go, And then say you got to leave for whatever reason, or maybe you just had to stop, use the restroom, or get something to drink, or maybe your food ran out, but you didn't have enough with you. Possible. And you're just on your merry way. You found the stuff that you cached, throw it back on. Maybe you have to transverse through the countryside a little bit. It's just something to keep aware of. Maybe this is all just LARPing and doom porn. I don't think so. I think it's, I was in Cub Scouts as a kid, and as an American, we should have some kind of like mental ability, like, what, nothing good can last forever. Forever. Things slip up, things go haywire, shit happens. So keep that in mind. Pack a few things away for a rainy day. Again, this isn't like I'm going on a raid or anything. This is more like I'm just protecting my stuff. Oh, one last thing. I did order get this off Amazon not too long ago. It is a glare hider for my 407C Holosun red dot. And it's doing a pretty good job. What annoyed me previously was I made this. I just used a scope cap and some like netting, like a laundry bag you would get, spray painted it, meshed them together in front of the scope. Works pretty good. But I didn't have anything for this. Well, now you can just 3D print anything, whatever, and order this out like $20 or whatever. It does a good job. And the first thing I do is camo it up, right? And that'll help kill the glare. Now, we'll have to get something for these, right? Possible. But it's just something to consider. Worst case scenario, get some cloth I have on you. Maybe carry some spare cloth, maybe like a bandana, maybe like a brown or green or tan or something. You can just put over your emitter here. Just worse than tape, right? That'll work too if you're really concerned about it. Carry some spare roll of electrical tape or duct tape or something like that. Maybe camo tape on you, and you can take care of that pretty easily. Anyways, it was just my idea for a video. I drove like half-hour work each day, forward and backwards, and it's like 25-ish miles, and there's a lot of rural area, cornfields and woods and stuff, and I'm gonna go through town and go back home. And I was thinking, hey, something might ever happen if I had to dish the car for whatever reason. I mean, it's just something mechanical, and the world's kind of going a little haywire. Could I make a home? Pretty sure I can, because I keep maps in my car too. They're laminated, so I know where I'm at. So just, stuff to keep in mind, guys. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to try to do some really shitty editing later and put these two together and see where we're at. All right, take it easy, guys. Have a good weekend.